Hi, I'm Dick Clark, your host for the 5th edition of Syracuse In Review. More than a few hit records have gone gold since I hosted my first music show on the university's campus radio station, WAER. And like a lot of my fellow alumni in communications, I was at Syracuse when I first received the basics that prepared me for a career in broadcasting. I've got a lot of fond memories of the place. Nowadays, the Quad, Hendricks Chapel, and Cross College are still as we remember them, but there's something more. Under the leadership of Chancellor Kenneth Buzz Shaw, Syracuse is charting a bold new course which will advance the university's continuing role of importance in American higher education and further strengthen its commitment to enhancing the learning experience for its students. In the next few minutes, my colleagues and I, all of whom, by the way, are products of a Syracuse education, are going to take you a little closer to the Syracuse University of today. First up will be CNN's Washington correspondent, David French, who will explore the pursuit of excellence at Syracuse. David?
Thanks, Dick. I'm here in front of the ivy-covered Hall of Languages, Syracuse's first academic building and home of the College of Arts and Sciences, where for over a century, students have successfully prepared for careers in a multitude of professions.
Every fall, Syracuse seniors who just a few months earlier received their degrees in front of parents and loved ones are supplanted by scores of energetic new arrivals seeking to find their own place at the great university. At Syracuse, in order to assure that the transition to university life is a positive and meaningful one, Chancellor Kenneth A. Shaw, the 10th Chancellor of Syracuse University, has instituted a plan which will build on the university's mission to provide quality, innovative undergraduate education. Chancellor Shaw, seen here with his wife Mary Ann, meeting with new students during freshman weekend, supports a renewed focus on a student-centered culture for undergraduates. During the crucial first year, freshmen will benefit from personalized attention, smaller classes, and special learning initiatives, along with greater freedom to move between professional and liberal arts courses.
At Syracuse, we educate one student at a time, no matter how many thousands we enroll. And we do enroll thousands, to each student's advantage. This gives us the diversity, the breadth of programs that few private institutions can offer. In doing so, we're guided by our values as an institution, the values of quality, caring, diversity, innovation, and service. That means we must care about individual growth, whether it is in the classroom or on the campus or in community service activities.
Throughout the university, research in the humanities and the sciences continues apace, research that informs and deepens teaching at Syracuse as at few other universities. Enrollment is booming in the honors program, which encourages the highest standards of scholarship, and many students take the opportunity to spend a semester or a year studying in different countries, immersing themselves in another culture through the division of international programs abroad. In the College of Arts and Sciences, a revolutionary new computerized instruction program is being used. It helps teach freshmen and sophomores in writing, languages, and math classes. The Tattoo program, which stands for Teaching and Technology United, has caught the imaginations of faculty and students alike.
Tattoo is the most ambitious instructional computing project that Syracuse University has ever undertaken. For the very first time in one place on the computer, students can interact with video, sound, animation, text, graphics, and they can do so at their own pace.
The Tattoo program was just amazing. Instead of having just your straightforward read the book or write the papers, you're also learning something completely outside of your specific subject, which is incorporating and further learning into your subject.
The kids are used to computers, they love computers, they realize that this is the cutting edge of language learning, and they're very glad to be participating in it.
At the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs, which recently received a multi-million-dollar grant to support undergraduate education, groundbreaking for a new building named for Maxwell professor and Chancellor Emeritus Melvin Eggers precipitated the move of a venerable campus landmark, the 320-ton Holden Observatory, to a new spot overlooking the Valley of Onondaga. Melvin Eggers Hall, along with adjacent Maxwell Hall, will for the first time consolidate the social sciences in one academic complex. The new resource promises to bolster the school's already impressive international reputation.
Well, it's, I think, essential to understand that a school with the reputation that Maxwell has and the personal contributions it's made through its graduates has played an enormously important role. I know best the foreign affairs aspect of this. A number of our most distinguished ambassadors have graduated from here. A number of very important career individuals in the Foreign Service have come here. And as I have known those people, I've come to understand the quality of the teaching and the kind of educational preparation that goes on.
Besides Eggers Hall, the university has added many state-of-the-art facilities and resources to the campus in recent years. The Science and Technology Center, the Dorothea Schaefer Art Center, the Krauss-Heinz School of Management Building, Shine Student Center, and the Barclay Law Library. On a nostalgic note now, progress also has claimed the last of the prefabricated Quonset huts that used to dot the campus in the 50s and 60s. The distinctive metal housing may rekindle a variety of memories in alumni, pleasant and otherwise. At Syracuse, many significant projects and world-class research programs are carried out in both the humanities and the sciences by an accomplished faculty who bring this added dimension to their teaching. Diane Sawyer and a crew from Primetime Live paid School of Education professor Douglas Bicklin a visit to report on a revolutionary technique he pioneered called facilitated communication, which helps people with autism express themselves via computer keypad. The Space Shuttle Columbia carried aloft Professor Bob Burge's groundbreaking experiments in molecular physics. Maxwell professor Bill Copeland's landmark public service program has enlisted inner-city Latino teens to tutor community agencies and law enforcement officials in Spanish and, in the process, promote cooperation and understanding. Newhouse professors Fiona Chu and Joan Deppa's efforts in communications research have received international attention. Engineering professor Jim Schwartz's cutting-edge work in the area of hydrogen as a non-polluting source of energy was featured on CNN and has attracted the interest of auto manufacturers around the world. Countless other members of the Syracuse University faculty are committed to research and creative endeavors that hold the promise of important new discoveries and enhance effectiveness in the classroom. It is the excitement of discovery that, combined with a caring faculty, unites to create a special environment for learning. At Syracuse, emphasis is first and foremost on the student.
For me, it's just complete excitement. I really enjoy everything I do up here. Every day there's something new. Every day I learn a new technique. Every day I learn how to use a new piece of equipment. And everything I learn up here, I can apply to what I learn in the classroom and vice versa.
At Syracuse University, students are encouraged to make choices that reflect the university's commitment to core values that include service and caring.
The quality, caring, innovation, service, and diversity found at Syracuse combine to form an educational experience that 60 Minutes co-editor and Newhouse alum Steve Croft calls the key to the university's greatness.
It was a perfect opportunity. It had so much to choose from, and like most students, when I went there in 1963, I had not a clue as to what I wanted to do. And I tried and experimented with a lot of different things when I was at Syracuse. And I had those choices. And to me, that's the great advantage of a liberal arts institution, and Syracuse is one of the great ones.
In the few minutes we've had, I hope you've been able to get a sense of both the changes underway at Syracuse, as well as the university's ongoing commitment to academic excellence. Dick?
Thanks, David. You know, a lot of things are happening at Syracuse outside of the classroom. In our next segment, we're going to take a look at student life and sample some of the experiences that are so much a part of the college years. Angela Robinson and Vanessa Williams will host. Vanessa?
Thanks. Even though there are thousands of miles between this VH1 soundstage and my alma mater, I still think back to the great opportunities I had as a Syracuse undergrad. The incredible diversity of activities outside the classroom creates a rewarding experience for students few other schools can match. To take a brief look at student life on the Hill, here's Angela Robinson standing by from the very stage where it all began for me.
Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks, Dick. Being here on the stage of this beautiful state-of-the-art facility would make anyone want to sing and dance. Archbold Theater is a home to 5 or 6 full-scale student productions a year involving hundreds of students. Productions that run the gamut from musicals to Shakespeare, from serious dramas to a group of young women with majors ranging from Newhouse to nursing, with their hearts and voices in the 50s.
Life could be a dream if I could take you into paradise of love. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again. Shaboom, and here's when we meet again. Life could be a dream.
I think the best part about being in this, having this experience was all of the friends that I've made.
I'm a broadcast journalism major, so it was really nice for me to be able to take part in something at Syracuse Stage, which is, you know, in the drama department outside of my own major, and meet a lot of new friends. It was a lot of fun.
Of course, the Taffetas aren't the only music makers on campus. This summer, members of the Hendricks Chapel Choir took a once-in-a-lifetime concert tour through Eastern Europe. As far as student traditions are involved, pizza and cheeseburgers are still the foods of choice on Marshall Street. And although freshman beanies and moving up day went the way of the Etzel years ago, homecoming seems to be getting bigger by the year. A gala parade attended by Buzz and Mary Ann, featuring the SU marching band, cheerleaders, antique motor cars, and fabulous floats as the centerpiece, was topped off by a pep rally, giving the Orange a spirited boost. Another tradition that is still going strong after 40 years is the Goon Squad, where upperclassmen and women help those new to campus move in and feel at home.
Basically what we do is that we go up to cars like here and we just get all their stuff out. And this usually starts around 7 o'clock in the morning. We always have to go up, we smile, and we just say, hi, how you doing? Welcome to Syracuse University, and make sure that they at least have a smiling face when they first enter. And I think that's really important, to be able to get off on a good foot.
Another group that has had a positive impact at SU has been the University 100, seen getting their congratulations and familiar orange and blue rugby shirts from Chancellor Shaw. University 100 members offer tours through the admissions office of the campus to prospective students and their parents.
It's wonderful to be a member of University 100. I remember when I was a prospective student and I was here and I had a lot of questions and I didn't know who I could go to. And when I went into the admissions office and I spoke with a lot of the students, they answered a lot of my questions, and I was like, gosh, I hope I can do that one day. And Syracuse has provided me with such a great education. I wanted to give back to the students, and it's just wonderful to be a part of it.
Dating back to the turn of the century, traditional ringing of the Krause bells is kept alive high above the campus by a dedicated group of students known as the Chimes Masters. Of course, not all traditions are Syracuse students alone. Some are borrowed, like this game of cricket involving the university's cricket club, or fondly remembered sock hops of the 50s and 60s that have evolved into the NBA marathon dances that have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for Jerry's Kids. For those seeking other ways to unwind, there's a new Goldstein Student Center on South Campus, or the Flanagan Gymnasium, complete with handball courts and exercise machines. Even though Bill Clinton and Jerry Brown made much ballyhooed visits to campus, a group of Newhouse students had a chance to travel, as part of a class project, to New Hampshire to cover the presidential primary firsthand. Among other prominent visitors to campus were Surgeon General Antonio Novello, poet Yevgeny Yevtushenko, civil rights activist Angela Davis, and New York Governor Mario Cuomo. Syracuse students can't help but be impressed by the highly successful group of African American and Latino alumni who regularly return to campus for coming back together reunions. Workshops, networking, and social events highlight the rewarding experience for students and alumni. For music lovers, the Carrier Dome was host to recent concerts by Genesis, Billy Joel, and Rod Stewart. And talk about standing room only. The Goldstein Auditorium was again host to the College of Human Development's breathtaking fashion show, showcasing the talents and designs of the school's future Betsy Johnsons. I've really enjoyed this opportunity to come back to campus and to share with you a small sampling of the many activities that are a part of student life. Dick?
Thanks, Angela and Vanessa. That segment brought back a few memories for me, and I guess everybody has them. The late night cramming for finals, indulging in the Epicurean delights of Marshall Street, the Goon Squad, Mount Olympus, the scintillating Syracuse weather, and of course a young disc jockey named Clark who introduced the campus to the joys of 50s pop music via WAER back in the days of curfews and water fights. Now, maybe that last memory isn't one that will last forever in the hearts and the minds of the Orange faithful like a Syracuse Bowl victory, but the spirit was there. Which brings us to our next segment, hosted by CBS's own Dick Stockton.
Thanks, Dick. It was the year of the unexpected in Syracuse University athletics. In football, a new coach, a new conference, and a new all-purpose missile. New head coach Paul Pasqualoni guided the Orange to a 10-2 overall record, 5-0 in the newly established Big East Conference, and a 4th straight bowl victory. The Orange's biggest weapon, next to Marvin Graves' talented passing, was the missile, first-team All-America Quadri Ishmael. The junior wide receiver, kickoff specialist, was explosive, averaging 54 yards on his 7 touchdowns, including a 65-yard reverse against Rutgers. The season included a 38-21 thrashing of number 5 Florida and a come-from-behind 31-27 nail-biter over Pittsburgh. Capping off the season was an invitation to Tampa for the Hall of Fame Bowl on New Year's Day.
Graves pump faking. There's a wide open man. Antonio Johnson takes it and he'll go in.
The Orange brought home an exciting 24-17 victory over the Ohio State Buckeyes to cap a super season.
You have to go out there each and every practice and, you know, buckle up your chin strap. We're going out there and we're going to work hard. But at the same time, when game time came, it was a time to have fun and enjoy ourselves. And I think that was one of the main things we stressed on our football team, which helped us to be successful and to end up 10-2 and one of the top-ranked teams in the country.
A new facility for the football team was recently dedicated. A Hall of Fame and the Maury Katz and Ben Schwartzwalder practice fields were completed as well.
Thompson inbounding. Cross court to Churchwell. He'll have to take it. Doesn't have it. Syracuse has won the Big East.
With the Big East Basketball Conference matchups considered to be the most competitive since the league's inception, Coach Jim Boeheim led the Orangemen to their 3rd Big East tournament title, topping arch-rival Georgetown in a nationally televised matchup. A chapter closed in Syracuse basketball history, however, as the season's end marked the last game of senior Dave Johnson's stellar career. Johnson finished 9th on the all-time Syracuse scoring list with 1,614 points. However, as one chapter closed, another opened with the introduction of Lawrence Poetry in Motion Moten, who impressed Carrier Dome crowds with his razzle-dazzle play and his smooth outside shot. Named the National Freshman Player of the Year, Moten became the all-time leading freshman scorer in Big East history with 550 points. A winning tradition continued in Syracuse lacrosse as the Orange finished with a 13-2 record and appeared in their 10th consecutive NCAA tournament. Coach Roy Simmons presided over season highlights that included the pounding of the Tar Heels of North Carolina. And in an unprecedented 7th championship game appearance, the Orangemen were shaded by the Princeton Tigers 10-9 in a sudden death double overtime. Syracuse lacrosse legends Gary and Paul Gate returned to Syracuse for the dedication of Al Wohl Field, part of the new Colvin Park athletic project. They recreated the incredible air gate scoring move for the assembled crowd.
Now to Gary Gate behind. Canaris stuffed it in! Tremendous goal! Gary Gate leaped over the cage and stuffed it in!
Elsewhere in Syracuse sports, Kelly Larkin, Big East Scholar Athlete of the Year, became the first-team All-America in Syracuse field hockey history. Gail Giddens became the newest All-America on the women's outdoor track and field team in the 100-meter hurdles. Jason Hebert became an NCAA champion in vaulting, and Mark Kerr won the 190-pound NCAA wrestling title. The men's indoor track and field team won the 1992 Big East Championship for the first time in Syracuse history. Familiar names to sports fans, alumni Al Davis, owner of the Los Angeles Raiders, and John Mackey, voted the greatest tight end in NFL history, were inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. From Canton, Ohio to New Orleans, LA to the Big Apple, Syracuse University's athletic programs and their accomplished student athletes take their place among the Notre Dames and the Michigans as some of the most successful and visible in college competition. Dick?
Thanks, Dick. We hope over the last few minutes my colleagues and I have brought you a little closer to the Syracuse University of today. We've seen how Chancellor Buzz Shaw, the Syracuse administration, and the faculty are adapting resources and curriculum to meet the needs of their students and the challenges of the times. Challenges that will test the university, but ultimately leave her a stronger, more viable force in American higher education. Throughout its history, Syracuse and its can-do spirit has been the equal of the many challenges it's faced: the Great Depression, World War II, the GI Bill, and more recently, the changing role of the university in American higher education. In each instance, a stronger, more vital Syracuse University has emerged. The future, no doubt, will bring untold advances in research and technology on the Hill, but one thing is certain: for the generations of students who've gone before and those yet to follow, Syracuse University, her sense of mission, her dedication to quality, caring, innovation, service, and diversity, will endure and prosper and continue to give the gift of knowledge to those who seek it.